Hi, Eden here with your weekly self-care reminder, and today I'm going to share a practice with you that is really helpful, has been really helpful for me when I've been really stressed out, and it's been helpful to come back into that rest and digest parasympathetic nervous system. And it's also been really helpful when I'm feeling a lot of joy and calm and ease, and I just allow it to soak into my cells a little deeper. And it is really a version of what the yogis call pratyahara, and in Ayurveda we're reminded that our sense organs, our senses are always taking in so much stimuli and information and having to digest all of that. So it's not just what we take in through our mouths and our stomachs and our digestive system, but also through our eyes, ears, nose, sense of touch. And so we really want to take time to not only take care of our senses, but also to give them a break, just to bring them inward a little and connect with our inner being. So that's what this practice is all about. And just to talk a little bit about how it's helpful for hormones and hormonal balance and just overall well-being. So we know how much stress affects our health. I think we all have an idea of that just from the amount of stress that we encounter in our daily lives. No big secret there. And so there's oftentimes our body will go into fight or flight mode, and there are people over the planet who are having to be in fight or flight mode because of the circumstances are so dire, and it really is about survival. And then there are times when we go into that fight or flight because of our past trauma that tells our body that we are in survival mode when we actually might not be. And then there's time where it's just like general overwhelm and anxiety, and it's our body feels that sense of fight or flight and just stress. And so what happens is our body, Dr. Claudia Welsh puts this really well in her book, Balance Your Hormones, Balance Your Life. Our body will prioritize survival 100% of the time. So what that means is it will send out, when the stress hormones surge, it sends out all of the circulation and the movement and the blood flow into the extremities, the arms and legs, so that we can take off running if we need to, escape from something. And survive. And so our digestive system and our reproductive system gets put on the back burner. So we don't really have this blood flow and nourishment into our reproductive and digestive systems and other internal organs until the body has come back and restabilized and gone back into this rest and digest mode and out of the sympathetic nervous system. And the stress hormones are kind of surging through for a while, even after whatever event might have taken place that put us into that fight or flight mode. So this practice is really helpful for bringing us back if something has happened in our life that has triggered that response in our bodies, that kind of constriction or wanting to run or fight, so sometimes we may have unleashed it and maybe it needed to come out, and we want to come back into this rest and digest and let our nervous system settle. Other times it's just a sense of overwhelm. Other times, like I said, it could be that something is feeling really good and we really just want to pause and take it in and just let our body absorb that on a deeper level. And also, it's always nice to give our sense organs, our senses, a break from all that they're taking in and digesting, especially with our phones and social media and everything that we're seeing and hearing. So I'd love for you to join along with me. It goes like this. Nice and simple and soothing. And you can go ahead, if you're comfortable closing your eyes, take a moment to close your eyes. If not, just find a place that you can let your eyes softly focus and take a moment to feel and sense your breath in your body. Don't worry about rushing into going into any deep breaths, just noticing its rhythm, allowing it to change naturally as you do. And now we'll start to deepen the breath, so really feeling the air enter in through the nostrils as you do. And releasing all of the breath through the nostrils. And really feeling that air entering in. We'll go a little deeper now with the breath, letting the air come in through the nasal cavity and enter around the eyes and into the brain, and then release all the breath back out. Really feeling that air as it passes through the nostrils and rises into the head, the skull, the brain, the eyes, and relaxing a little bit maybe as we exhale. And then we'll bring our awareness to our eyes and see if we can let the eyelids just soften a bit. You might imagine the eyeballs just relaxing back in the skull and letting the inner and outer corners of the eyes soften as you do. Just giving the eyes a nice break from all that they do, all that they take in, all that they see. We'll just bring our awareness to our ears now. So just noticing the sounds around us as we breathe, as we soften our eyes. And then we'll bring our awareness to the inner ears. So see if we can hear the sound of our breath. Really let that be where the ears relax into. Still keeping the breath a nice deep flow through the nose, feeling the air come in, eyes softening, and just listening to the breath in the body. And then we'll bring our awareness to our mouths and just allowing our mouths to get a little soft if we can. Bring our awareness to the sensation of our tongue in our mouth. See if we can feel the root of the tongue soften a bit as we breathe. And as we do, often it will help the jaw soften a little, maybe even the throat. So just allowing the mouth to be at a place of ease, giving it a little break from having to communicate verbally or to chew or eat or swallow. As we breathe, listening to the breath, eyes are soft, mouth relaxed. And then we'll gradually come back into the space, orienting ourselves through the sounds that we hear. You might still have some awareness on the breath, just listening into the sounds around us. And then eventually, as you're ready, if the eyes are closed, allow them to soften open. And then just begin to gradually and slowly take in some of the sights around you. And you might notice a little different, fresh perspective, see something with new light, who knows, and just taking a moment to feel whatever it is you feel. No right or wrong, just kind of taking it in. Thank you so much for joining me in this little journey, and I hope it helps you drop into a little place of self-care when you need to and give your senses a little break, and just remind you to take time for self-care and weave it into your day in some simple ways when you can.